A person receives a knock at the door and is confronted by somebody brandishing a weapon, assaulted in the doorway. Two different types of bloodstains. An altercation takes place in the kitchen. That altercation will lead to a number of bloodstains that are being deposited. They'll leave bloody shoe prints behind. In a real crime scene, it can be quite confronting. It's the bloodstains on the walls. It's the real person that lay deceased within the scene. A forensic investigator will spend many, many hours exposed to that site and that scene.
It's the morning after a series of violent, bloody murders. Forensic investigators are on the scene.
I think those two on the door are separate.
The bodies are barely cold.
Do you want to get the back of his head?
This is the crime scene house at the Canberra Institute of Technology.
I'm Charlotte Weldon and I'm a second year student. I study forensic science. Today we're analysing the bloodstains that are in the scene. We're looking for specific patterns, analysing what could have happened, the sequence of events.
My name's Erin Burt. I'm a second year CIT student. I'm studying crime scene examination. The process is breaking it down so it's not so overwhelming. Start with the floor, work your way around the walls. We do a lot of measuring, calculations to get areas of origin and stuff like that.
A little bit scared. I looked at it and I had no idea where to begin, what to even think. I was just scrambled. You just kind of freeze for a second.
How far through are you at the moment? It looks like you've cleared the floor. My name's Sean Harkins and I'm a forensic teacher and lecturer at the Canberra Institute of Technology. The students will come in. They'll need to examine that over the course of the entire day and collect data. It'll be that data that they'll take on board and go away for the next month and think about and then write a report. It can be quite a confronting sight for a number of people. It's nothing like the sterilised version of the world that we see on these crime shows.
Monsters, aliens, phantoms, none of them are real. The thought that an actual person could do this is too awful, so our imaginations create a way to make it easier to take.
Shows like CSI and Dexter inspired some of the students to try their hand at forensics.
My favourite's probably the CSI, the Las Vegas one. That's what initially started off this whole liking of the job, and that's what I want to be when I grow up sort of thing.
But as they're finding out, TV doesn't always get it right.
There's no blood trail. He was killed right here. Keys, briefcase, he just got home from work.
Hang on a second, this is a crime scene.
I would say definitely the whole contamination issue. You don't see them wearing all of this on TV.
Walking around with the $2,000 Armani suit is certainly not going to be the most effective way to examine the crime scene. We need to be in a lot of protective gear. It's sometimes hot, it's uncomfortable, and we're there for many, many hours processing the crime scene. It's my expectation that they're able to reconstruct the scene, reconstruct who was in the scene, and reconstruct how it was that the crime took place.
So how did these innocent mannequins meet their fate? Well, the previous evening, Sean was wearing a very different hat. He was playing the part of both perpetrator and victim in creating these bloody scenes.
My assumption is it started on this wall and worked its way around. He does look like he's kind of fallen down as it gets lower into the room.
You can see from those larger bloodstains on the wall that this simulates the pumping of the heart and pumping blood out onto the wall. As the person gets around and close to the corner where I'm now laying, there's been a further assault with a blunt weapon.
Yeah, I guess the pattern on the wall behind me is kind of indicative of an arterial bleed. So some artery close to the surface of the skin, yes.
The narratives aren't based necessarily in real life, but they're based off the type of bloodstains that we see in real life. They have to be. I need to prepare these trainee crime scene examiners as best as I can, and by coming up with scenarios that mimic the type of bloodstains that are seen, that better prepares them to analyse some of those more confronting scenes that they may see and set aside any of the human aspect and concentrate on putting the puzzle back together.
You do think of the impact that this job has on you, but at the same time I think it's going to be quite a rewarding task to be able to give answers.